Welcome to Pagan Coffee Talk. If you enjoy our content, please consider donating and following our socials. All right, so a while back, we did a podcast on starting your own coven.
Yes.
And we covered a lot of things in that podcast, briefly for the most part.
Yeah, it was very brief.
Right. It was just an idea of where to give starter points and things to help you get started along the way, right?
Right.
So we sat and discussed this, and we thought, well, why don't we cover the degree system
For those who are wanting to start.
Right, and follow a degree system. Why don't we cover it a little bit more?
All right.
And of course, again, disclaimer: this is the way we do it. This is the way we follow it. That's just it. It's just a way.
It's only set in concrete for us, not everybody else.
Right.
All right. Again, for those who want to start their own temple and be more traditionalist, yes, we do a degree system.
Right.
All right. Now, let me start off and preface this. All right. And our tradition. All right. Getting a degree or not getting a degree is not dependent on you finishing classes.
Right.
It is a spiritual matter which is left up to the high priestess to decide. I'm not saying that the priest doesn't have his input in there.
Right, and sometimes she'll rely on some of the second degrees especially if they've had some interaction. So it's not.
This isn't school. This isn't
right.
High school. Or just because you complete the classes does not mean you graduate.
Right.
Please understand that there is a spiritual component to this for us.
Right, and just because you don't get initiated doesn't mean we don't want you.
Right.
Doesn't mean we don't want you around, or that we don't expect that somewhere down the line you will get initiated. Just a process.
Just a process. You're
Trust
just
the
not
process.
there yet. All right?
Trust the process.
Trust the process. All right. So again, just because you got turned down the first year doesn't mean you might not be able to in the second year.
Right.
And no, I can't give you a straight answer on what those are and not. And
the reasons vary depending on the person.
Right.
And it's so hard to specify any of those.
Right. Because again, it is a personal, that's very to that person.
It really is, yeah.
All right. And that's for all 3 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No offense to anybody. You start out as a neophyte.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So at least that's what we call you. And what's the definition of a neophyte?
Well, for us, hang on a minute, I'll get that. But for us, a neophyte is just simply a student.
Yeah. It's someone seeking of knowledge and lacks experience.
Right. So the official definition, or one of the official definitions of neophyte, is a person who is new to a subject, skill, or belief.
Again, not an insult.
No, not at all. And it shouldn't be taken that way.
All right. No, there's not too many requirements to be a neophyte.
No.
Besides show up. I mean.
Have an interest. Show a real interest.
Yeah.
And show up.
Well, again, the only requirement there is our initial meeting with you, and
right,
we're getting you to ask us questions. What do you want to know and what you don't want to know, and
right, and we're also trying to get a feel. And this is good advice anyway. And I think we've covered this before as well. It's also a chance for the priests and the priestesses to get a feel for that person, see how they might interact with the rest of the group. It's also a chance for that person to get a feel for us to see if they even might, see if they might clash.
I mean, they could look at us going, okay, y'all just crazy.
Y'all
just a little cray-cray, and I'm moving along.
We've had some people do that. And it's all right. It's okay.
And it's fine.
We know we're not for everybody.
All right. Now, again, and that's all the real conversation is, and we sort of fill each other out.
Right.
So, I mean, that's neophyte, if you want to think about that as a degree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we don't. And for our neophytes, we don't expect anything from them except for you show up
to learn.
That's
your job, is to learn.
We don't expect you in the beginning. We don't expect you to follow protocol or anything like that until you've already learned about it. Once you've learned about it, we expect you to follow that.
Right.
Other than that, there's no real expectations for neophytes.
No, there's really not. All right. And again, I will admit, in our temple, and if you listen to our first degrees, yes, neophytes get away with a lot.
Yeah, they do.
All right. In which we have to, in which I normally have to, at some point, have to remind most first degrees, they were a neophyte and they got away with.
Mm-hmm.
And they just don't realize it because, well, now they don't.
Right. It happens.
All right. But mainly when you're learning first degree, most temples teach you how they function.
Right.
This is when you're teaching the way we're casting circles, what we believe in, the history. It's not very detailed.
No, but what we are doing is we are preparing you to be a functioning priest or priestess within our group.
And one of the big things we're telling you is why we're doing what we're doing. All right. And again, at the end of the day, those are those big mysteries everybody keeps on going, hey, it's the why we do what we do.
Exactly.
Why we believe this and why we don't believe that or this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's as simple as that. Those are traditional mysteries.
Yeah. And it's a chance for those things to come to light. It's a chance for the students to put those puzzle pieces together.
Yep.
And ask those questions and just, again, put it all together.
Put it all together. It seems simple, but
right.
It's not, because, again, we just rewrote our lecture series.
Yes.
And now it is hold on.
Well, we now have supplemental material for our lecture series, and it's a nice little book, and it's probably 400 pages.
Well, the last page I see here, really, with writing on it, is like 371.
371 pages.
All right. And I'm not saying there's like a Ford. There's no Ford or anything in this book either. And that's just our tradition. That's not, Celtic mythology and history and all that.
Lord, no.
That's a different book. And again, what sort of things are we What sort of things are we teaching in first degree? Generally speaking, not giving away. We normally, first thing we do is we teach some history and some protocol and some boring stuff at the first. Then we also teach our history, what we call witchcraft history, and then Celtic history and myth and legend. And then we sort of move into modern days a little bit.
Right.
So pretty dry subjects. Then we normally go over our ethics and morals, and that's a little bit more detailed oriented.
That's where things start getting interesting.
Yeah. So we do teach magic theory.
Right.
All right. Now, we don't teach magic itself. So again, coming and asking me for a spell, I'm going to look at you going, go buy a book.
There's thousands of books out there. Go get a book.
Well, hell, with the way it's going now, hell, you can ask AI to write you a spell.
Right. Go to Reddit.
Whatever.
Or whatever forum you can think of where people are willing to supply that stuff, and go ask.
Have at it. I mean, we're going to teach you magic theory, the reason we think it works and how it works and what it is. All right. Basically, the witch's pyramid is what we believe in. So that's what we sort of teach the theory of.
Right.
All right. Now,
But that also ties into other aspects, not just magic.
Right.
The witch's pyramid is more than just magic.
Right. I mean, it does bring some of our ethics and morals into what we're doing and why. Anyway, again, still traditional mysteries that we're not going to discuss.
Right.
All right. Big old jerk circle there. Round and round we go.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, what else do we teach? Of course, we go over the Lady Sheba laws, pretty much, and other things. We teach some divination in there, and of course, meditation and stuff like that. Matter of fact, meditation comes pretty early.
Yes, it does.
So we want to get you meditating the way we're used to it, and getting you there, which we've discussed in multiple podcasts. Yes. Let's see, what else do we teach what other subjects do we teach?
Oh, well, there's the God experience,
Yeah, there's
which goes along with the meditation
meditation and
classes,
stuff like this. Experience and deity, how we view it, how we don't,
right?
stuff like this. That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it for the basic.
So
We call those the basic
the
classes.
basics classes, yeah.
And then we get into the
or at least the basic subjects. I mean, again,
right.
we get into a whole lot more depth. There's a lot of stuff here we're skipping.
Right.
All right.
I mean, we teach our circle casting.
Right. Our way of doing things.
And we briefly cover death. And,
yeah.
Your thoughts on that, and we kind of give you some stuff to think about and
right
stuff you can go back to later and re-examine.
So then we go to the second degree.
Right.
Now second degree is a little funky because we'll sit there and we'll sort of try our best to do all our classes for first degree within 1 year.
Try to. It's a give or take.
All right. So roughly first degree takes about a year.
Right.
Roughly speaking. Second degree, on the other hand, could take as long as 9 years to.
I was going to say, it could take as long as the person wants it to or, needs it to.
Right. And the reason we're kind of vague on this is there's several reasons. A, it depends on when that person's ready.
Well, yeah, it depends on when they're ready to start.
And ready to actually dig their heels in. And
right.
Because again, we are not going to try to push you to take your second degree. Or at least we're not going to try to. We may try to have conversations and see if you're ready.
Right. We might encourage you, but we're not going to push you
per se. So
if we see that potential, then yeah, like you said, we're going to try to have some conversations with you, just kind of nudge you.
Right.
But if you resist, if you don't, resist, but if you just don't show any interest or you're just not ready,
we're not.
Right. We're not going to push you into it.
So again, that's why second degree is a little funky. All right.
Well, that's one of the reasons.
Another reason, one of the biggest reasons though, is that you have to pick a field of expertise.
Yes.
And we expect you to be proficient in that. All right. So it's not something where in the world you can go take a weekend class. We're not talking about something you go take a weekend class with right quick and come back. We're talking, we want you to understand this subject.
Right.
Hate to put you on the spot. If we had someone come up to us and go, hey, I want my field of expertise to be music.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think we would turn to you. You're our music person here.
Mm-hmm.
What sort of things would you expect that person to
be
able to understand music?
Well, I would suggest.
I'm trying to put that a little bit in context.
Yeah, no, I would suggest trying to find some courses somewhere, and I know there are some available outside of actual college degrees that you can take to kind of understand music theory and kind of how it works. There are some.
I would sit there and say, I would want you to be able to explain to me, who doesn't know anything about music theory.
Mm-hmm.
I would want this person to be able to level it to explain music theory to me.
Right. There's I know there is an online school that deals with sound therapy. So I would suggest doing that because sounds make up music, and knowing how those sounds kind of affect the brain,
right?
That's always good information to have. So I'd say that's a good place to start, and then whatever you can find on your own, because again, that's another thing that takes so long is we expect you to do this on your own.
Yes, nobody's going to. Again, well, see, like when Lady Keegan came to me and goes, "Okay, I'm ready for my second, and my specialty is going to be herbalism." Right. What did I encourage her to be? I didn't encourage her just to go grab some books on herbalism.
Nope.
What did I do? I want you to find a certified class and learn apothecary.
Yep.
Is what I want. The way I'm looking at it, if you're an herbalist or anything, I'm not trying to be insulting, but herbalism to me is high school where apothecary is college.
Right.
That's the only way I'm seeing the difference of it. You know, the difference between being a doctor and a physician's assistant.
I see herbalism more as, it's more like a basic, well, I won't even say basic. It's not basic. Herbalism is more like the earthy side of it.
Somewhat, yeah.
And also dealing with some of the metaphysical. Apothecaries go beyond that.
Right.
Like Lady Keegan, she deals with the metaphysical side of things, but she deals with drug interactions.
Right.
So if you go to her and you say, well, I'm on these medications, this is what I'm asking for.
Right.
She researches all of that, and then she knows what herbs you can take that won't affect your medications.
Exactly. So again, this is the kind of expertise we're talking about when we encourage. So
right.
again, yes.
Now, if you want to stick with the metaphysical side of things, that's fine. But just be aware there are drug interactions that you should probably be aware of.
Be aware of and understand.
Right.
So again, with that said, you know, I'm sorry. Yes, if someone came up to me going, "Hey, I'd like to make counseling or therapy part of that," then that would be the expectation, is that you would go to school and learn as much as you can.
Right.
And it's not just some fly-by-night situation.
Right.
Now, with that said, are some of the things that, I mean, again, there's no fly-by-night to learn blacksmithing. You know, I mean, there are people out there who will teach it and knows it and all this, but you're not really going to find Are you with me?
Yeah, you're not going to find somebody who's just going to teach you in a couple of days.
No.
You know?
So, go figure.
But then, depending on your area, finding a blacksmith is going to be the tricky part.
Right.
Because that blacksmith may be 4 hours away from you.
Might be. So again, a lot of options here.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, our second degrees have to have a field of expertise.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as far as training and stuff go, now our second degrees are allowed to counsel.
Mm-hmm.
Second degree, when you actually get into the actual temple teaching classes,
right?
Again, there's a lot of stuff on counseling there.
Mm-hmm.
How to counsel people, how to talk to people. You know, when do you protect craft over someone else's psychological problems, and when do you?
Right.
And I know that sounds really weird, but, you know, there are situations in which we have to ask those questions, you know.
Well, and you have to be aware of the legalities of confidentiality.
Mm-hmm.
As a priest, you have a confidential aspect to your conversations with people.
And you also have an obligation to be a first reporter if you know there's something going on.
So you need to know the legal implications
of what's going on there.
So there are some things you need to be aware of, and this is kind of what we teach you. I mean, it's
counseling.
Yeah.
I mean, we're literally messing with people's lives here, so you can't just.
No, it's a huge responsibility.
It is. So again, but this is a big part of second degree.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because again, you're starting to learn how to interact with people,
and
how
again,
personalities work.
This is also a good time to start learning that phrase. This is not my area of expertise.
Yes. Just putting it out there.
This is where you can throw that in.
All right, because you need to understand. Okay, no. I'm counseling you on a spiritual level. You seem to need more of therapy. Right. And no offense, but this goes beyond my field of expertise. You need to go to a therapist for this problem.
Right. Here, I'll recommend one.
Right.
And it's nothing against anybody else. I mean, It's just know your limits.
Yeah.
This is all part of that second degree training. Know your limits. Know know where you can and can't go with things.
You know, people get upset about stuff like this.
Sure
and it is a fine line, and we have to be careful.
Yeah.
All right. So again, I'm not going to sit there and say I ain't never had a second degree. Walk up to me going, "Hey, can we talk? I just had a conversation counseling here. This is what I told them. This is what they said. That's completely understandable, because to me, that's like you asking would be like one therapist asking another therapist for
Right.
advice.
Again, not breaking any confidentialities, no names, no nothing. Just, hey, this is what we talked about. I need some advice.
All right, let's see. What else do second degrees do? I'm going to tell you now, to just even start your second degree, I mean, there's going to be some requirements there too. So you're going to have to for us, you're going to have to show that you can cast circle without any issues.
Right.
And again, it's a practice thing. I'm sorry. There's nothing else you can do about that.
Right. Because again, we're preparing you for larger responsibilities within the priesthood.
Well, again, we're prepping you at second degree. Not becoming but when you're training for that, to work behind that altar.
Exactly. Well, yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, we're turning you into more of a spiritual leader. I mean, you're already a priest or priestess then. So
right. Well, like I said, more extensive duties and responsibilities
right
within the priesthood.
We're also looking for behaviors and stuff like that.
Yes.
And seeing how you handle yourself in certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm sorry if you're a person that don't tend to follow through a lot. We're not going to, because again, the expectation is when you're in that position, the person that's coming to you as a spiritual leader is going to expect follow through.
Right.
All there is to it.
Right. And that may not even be with the counseling. It could be with anything.
It could be with anything. It doesn't.
You're expected, like you said, to follow through.
Regardless of what degree you are, priests and priestesses cannot drop the ball.
No.
All right? That is the best way for anyone to look at you and going, why should I follow you?
Mm-hmm.
You got to think, can you handle that responsibility?
This is also a reason there's a lot of people just take first degrees. Just saying.
Just saying. And again, no shame there.
No, absolutely not.
All right.
I mean, we need those people.
Now, getting your third degree.
Now, this I'm out of that conversation. I haven't.
Getting your third degree, it's a little bit even more complicated.
Is it a little more on your own?
It's a whole lot more on your own.
Okay.
All right. I hate to put it this way. It's more like being in more like a apprenticeship.
Okay.
All right. Or being an intern. You know, the expectation is if you're going to be a third, you're going to be shoved up to either your priest or priestess's butt all the time.
Okay.
All right. I mean, that's the only way to learn. You're going to be sitting there you're going to be sitting in the room when me and the lady are going at it with each other.
Right. And so I'm gathering that this is like prep work for actually running
it. Well, again, and I'm going to put it this way, and no offense to anybody, I do not see the reason to give someone their third if they're not going to be running a temple. Either you're hiving off from us, or you're taking mine or the lady's place.
Right.
Or so you with me.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, what's the point of third degree?
So theoretically, you could be in training for third degree for 10 years, 15 years.
Possibly. I mean, it really depends on the person.
You know, especially if you have no plans of hiving.
Hiving, and you're just waiting for one of us to, retire or really retire.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
And again, that's not an offense to anybody. I mean, our hope is either A, we got enough people interested to where, hey, can you go start your own temple?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what every founder and every high priestess
hopes for
is that, oh, look, my children have gone off and done their own thing.
And
still under my umbrella, but
yeah. Third degree is not that complicated, but it is at the same time.
So it's more about, how would you say it? The mechanics?
I want to be honest with you. The biggest part of learning third degree is to put yourself on the back burner a lot.
Okay.
All right. it's not my needs, it's the needs of the temple.
Right.
And again, it's not the needs of this one individual or that one individual. It's what's the need of the whole entire group.
Oh, shit. That means I've been doing it all along.
Well, again,
ever since I got my second degree.
again, that's the big, and again, but that's also hard for some people to learn.
Yeah. Well, I think,
and to always think that way when it comes to this.
Yeah, and I think it's easier if you've got somebody who is very active, who's always there, who's always helping, always
again,
contributing, and
who's always a gooch. I'm your sponge.
Yeah. And nobody's going to get that reference. Think anti-mame.
Anti-mame. Resident watch it.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're Agnes Gooch.
Yeah, that's literally what it is. That's, if you want to become a third, yes, you have to become an Agnes Gooch.
Right, you're always there. You're taking notes. You're helping.
You're just sucking it all in.
Yeah.
All right, because again, you're sort of learning with how we interact and how we talk and stuff like that. I mean, you've been in the center of those conversations between me and the lady. And
yeah, I have.
Some of them can go on and on and on. And the sad part is there's a lot of times, I'm sure for you, it sounds like we're going around in circles, but then you're like, wait a minute. How did they go from this to that is beyond me, but it happens.
It does. And usually when I'm sitting in those conversations, which hasn't been in a while, but usually somewhere along the line, she'll turn and look at me and ask me something. I'm like, oh, what? I was not part of this conversation. But then she'll expect my input.
Yeah. So I don't know how to explain those conversations. And again, I do not know any other way for people to learn those.
Well, those conversations, I would say those conversations are more about the tedious things from running temple. It's the classes. It's the material. It's making
sure that the material reflects what we actually believe in and not some ideal.
Right, but
we would like everybody to believe in.
But it goes beyond that. It also, you're also discussing your first degrees, your second degrees, your neophytes. You're discussing interactions. You're discussing, this went well last time. Maybe we should try to incorporate that into everything else.
I'm surprised that if people don't sit there and listen, because this sounds like a conversation between teachers or educators, because it is. Because it's exactly what we're doing. We're talking, okay, I got this first degree that needs to learn this neophyte that needs to learn this, blah, blah. Here's where they're deficient. Here's where we need to go back. How in the world how do we get this individual to circle back to this?
Right. And sometimes you realize you can't.
You don't.
Or it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So again, there's no way to understand that until you're in the mix of that, until you're actually in the soup.
Right. It's another one of those experience related situations
that's more important than anything else.
Right.
So, is there anything else about our degree system? I
don't think so. I think that pretty well covers it.
Because
as far as basics go,
I know first degree. I know when you're first degree, you're always thinking you're stifled.
Yeah.
And then you get your second degree, and you're like, hey,
I got some stretching room.
No, what was it? No, what was that Lady Maya always said about it? Everybody's ready for their first.
Nobody's ready for their second.
No. Everybody's beyond ready for your first. Ready for their second automatically. And then nobody ever wants their third.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. So again, that's really the way it goes. Once you become second degree and you're starting to see behind the curtain a little bit more, you're like, most people are like, no.
Yeah.
That's a little much.
I'm going to stay right here at second degree.
Stay right here.
And I'll be fine.
If I knew back then what I was, I'd stay on that floor with them damn Legos. I'm ready for some coffee.
Let's get some coffee. Thanks for listening. Join us next week for another episode. Pagan Coffee Talk is brought to you by Life Temple and Seminary. Please visit us at lifetempleseminary.org for more information, as well as links to our social media: Facebook, Discord, Twitter, YouTube, and Reddit.
We travel down this trodden path, a maze of stone and mire. Just hold my hand as we pass by a sea of blazing pyres. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning breaks. And so it is the end of our days, so walk with me till morning